guys, and welcome back to another video and another Sims 4 speed build. Now today's video I am still in the mood for Halloween, so I thought I would do a little upside down witch house. If you're wondering what I mean by upside down, the layout is upside down, so my bedrooms and bathrooms are on the bottom floor and my kitchen and living area is on the top floor. Now I have already built my shell. It took me forever to build the shell and I did film it, but I ended up cutting out the footage because it took me so long, and this video is already long enough as it is, so I didn't want it to take any longer than it needed to be, really. So downstairs, like I say, is my bedrooms and my bathrooms. There is a basement to this house as well because they are spellcasters, and I thought maybe they wanted to keep their little potions room separate to the main house, hence why there is a basement. But I went through so many wallpapers for the exterior of this house, let alone the interior. So initially I was going to go with this one from Discover University, and I ended up going with, I think, a Seasons stone. I'm not sure whether it's a Seasons slatting as well. But for doors and windows, I think I used base game for the main front doors. Interior, I used the barn door, which I think came from Cats and Dogs. I used some base game archways as well, and also the Realm of Magic windows. I love these windows because this is a spellcaster house. I thought I'd better use some sort of item for from that pack. So yeah. So for interior flooring, I used mainly wood from Spooky Stuff. And then I went through so many different tiles for the kitchen and my little laundry room and my bathrooms. I ended up going with this greyish brown stone. And then for my little portrait on the outside, I used another wood to fit with the stairs. So yeah, I mean, I went through so many different floorings. Here you'll see me changing up the exterior wallpaper from many different things, but I ended up going with this stone and this deep green slatting, and here you'll see me doing some walkways all around the house. So yeah, I just used terrain paint for this, and I did raise the terrain around the edge of the lot, and I put in a mixture of trees, make it feel a little bit foresty. Maybe this house is nestled into the forest. I thought maybe witches and wizards would live deeper in the forest. I also put in a little pond in the back garden, and later on I do fill up the back garden with a greenhouse. I thought my lovely sim, which is Minerva McGonagall, I did base my sims off Harry Potter characters, would have a greenhouse, and my partner Tyler did inform me that apparently she did have a greenhouse, so it kind of worked out alright, but I thought maybe she was a little bit more of a plant witch. So yeah, that's what ends up in my back garden, and under this little nook bit of the house, it's kind of comes out on the second floor but not on the top floor. I do put some planters, so I thought maybe she could grow some plants there as well, and it was mainly just to fill up the space, because it looked a little bit odd being just there on its own. There's not many flowers in my landscaping. I never put many flowers in my landscaping. Maybe I will have to do a house like that, maybe in the spring. But yeah, I tend to keep to shrubs. That's more my thing. So I do end up surrounding my pond with rocks as well. I do this in most builds. You will have seen it in most builds, but I just feel like it adds to the element. Now I do end up making my pond smaller later on to fit my greenhouse in, but you know, it's still a cute little pond. So onto the interior, and I start out with the kitchen like I normally do, and I'm using these green counters that came with vampires, and then I believe this is a base game oven. I like the looks of this oven because it looks old-fashioned, and I used the matching fridge to go with it, and then I put in an island in the middle just as somewhere for them to sit down and eat. I use the same cabinets as well, and then I put in these little curtains. I had so much trouble getting them in place, but once I did get them in place, I was happy with them. I always forget to put curtains in, and more recently I've been remembering to put curtains in. And then I just basically cluttered the kitchen up to high hell. I used some of the new plants that came with the Star Wars pack. Don't ask me to pronounce it. I cannot pronounce the name of it to save my life. And then just a load of kitchen clutter as well. Just basically clutter this kitchen up to high hell and make it look like it's been lived in. So yeah, here you see me cluttering up the kitchen. I did pull everything out beforehand and then cluttered it up, but we've got the hanging herbs from the Star Wars pack, a couple of the potted plants which I end up sizing down and putting on the island counter, some spices, some wine bottles, maybe my Sims are alcoholics, some more spices. I put loads of spices in this house. It's just like the tissues, the bread bin, that kind of thing. I put loads of different bits and pieces in this kitchen to make it look really lived in. And I do have move objects cheat on, so I can pop them where I like, and I do use the Control 9 key to raise them up. And obviously I have sized some pieces down as well, just so it's not massive in my kitchen. But yeah, I put quite a few bits and pieces in here. Like I say, I didn't want this to be a pristine house. Like, these are witches and wizards. They tend to have a lot of clutter and a lot of collectible clutter. So I thought maybe some of this stuff is like actually empty. And they've just kept it. They've kept the pots. You know, that kind of thing. So moving on to my bathrooms, and we have two bathrooms in this lot, one with a shower and one with a full-size bath. The one with the shower is an ensuite, and I just very lightly cluttered this one up as well. But we have the toilet, which I think is from Spa Day. We've then got a Seasons sink, and I think I used the Seasons shower as well. I'm not 100% sure. But I kept these very monochromatic in colour. So we've got black and grey tiles in here, and I do put a shelf next to the sink and clutter that up with little bits and pieces, and that sort of thing. And that's really it. I don't really do much else for the bathroom. So on to the second bathroom, which is the bigger bathroom. It does have a full-size bath in it. I used pretty much the same toilet and the same sink, and I put them over in the little nook next to the window, and I divide that off from the rest of the room with this candle divider. I can't remember which pack it came from, but it's super cute, and I do use it in a lot of my bathrooms. I do just push it into the wall a little bit so it's fully functional and I can get to the toilet and sink. And then I saw this little custom bath area on Instagram. I saw someone do it, and they've basically put kitchen cabinets around the bath to create like some sort of shelving unit. So I did that with this bath, and I used Bath from Seasons, and then I just put little bits and pieces all around the bath on these cabinets to make it look really cute. So onto the master bedroom, and initially I was going to do like a bookcase bed, and in the end I turned it into a TV bed. So I do have to change the TV out off camera, but I used debug planks to make this sort of custom bed, and then I put the TV at the end of the bed. And like I say, I had to change it out and use the tiny living TV, so you'll see that in screenshots that it's the tiny living TV and not the TV that is on video. But it does work fine, it's fully functional, they can sleep, they can watch TV. And I do use some of the Star Wars decorations in this. So yeah, on the shelving units I put some of the Star Wars decorations. I do size some of them down just to make them fit a little bit better. But this bedroom also has a walk-in closet because that was the only way I was going to fit a dresser in here. So yeah. You'll also see that I put some bookcases, books, whatever, on the back shelf. Like I say, I did initially want this to be like a bookcase bed with TV unit, but that wasn't really possible. So this was the closest thing I got to it. Now, like I say, I used some of the Star Wars decorations, and I actually really like some of these decorations. They've really gone into detail with this. This is the newest pack that I have bought, so I was literally playing around with it for this build, and I may do a Star Wars build. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to watch Star Wars first, let's face it. So moving on to the second bedroom, and I did just stick with the same bed in a different swatch for this room because it's a nice bed. And then again, I did a different hack that I found again on Instagram. Loads of people are doing these custom furniture hacks, and it's this one with the desk. So you have a counter, you then size up a shelf and put that on top. Attach a bar stool, and then you size down, well, you put a laptop on it, and then you size down the counter, and you use your move objects cheat to move the counter closer to the wall. And this is actually fully functional. I had a little bit of trouble getting it functional at first, but it does work. You will see in the screenshots my sim is sat on the computer whilst the other one is asleep. And I put some knitting stuff in this room. I thought maybe my sim could knit. And again, I used the Star Wars decor in here as well. So yeah. I also initially was going to put a bassinet in here because one of my sims is pregnant. But I do end up moving the kids' room downstairs. I end up doing a full kids' room downstairs. For them, which initially I was going to do as an office, but I mean, these are spellcasters, they don't really need an office to do spells. But yeah, like I say, I end up cluttering it up with a lot of Star Wars stuff, a lot of knitting stuff. I have fallen in love with these Star Wars plants that came. Like, I have a habit of sizing them down and putting them on desks and stuff like that. So yeah, I have absolutely fallen in love with these plants. I am going to go through and have a proper look at all of the Star Wars stuff in time, and like I say, maybe do a Star Wars build. No, let me know if you want to see a Star Wars build. And then finally, because I thought it was a little bit weird not to have like some sort of headboard thing for the bed, I use these wall panels as like a headboard. I end up putting it along that whole entire wall, so it's not really a headboard, it's more of a wall decoration piece. But I do this quite a lot with builds, and I just thought it was a nice touch to this build. I also do some sort of collage thing on the opposite wall, or the other side, to add a little bit more to this room. Then quickly for my hallway, I do another little hack that I found on Instagram. It's this little reading nook. So you put a half wall and then you get a stool and you size it down and you slot it in that corner, and they can sit down here and take a break if they really want to. I also put in that same plant from the Star Wars pack and some hanging plants, a coat rack and a thermostat in this hallway, and that's about it. So on to my living room, and it is really tiny. It is a very cozy lounge, but I use the Eco Lifestyle fireplace. This does work at a push. And then I use Nifty Knitting Sofa in this green swatch. I wanted to bring the green in from the kitchen, and I got one of the high back chairs from Cats and Dogs in a similar green swatch, and then it's just a few little tables and a few little decorations, and that's about it. There's not much going on in this living room, to be fair. So onto the kids room, I do bring the bassinet down here. I also put in a toddler bed from Eco Lifestyle. I love this toddler bed. I put in some little drawers and a bunny teddy. I think that's about it. I don't overly do it because there is no kids in this family at the moment, so they don't really need it. So, you know. And then we have the laundry room. This initially was going to be my dining room, but then I thought, you know what, let's use laundry. I don't really use laundry that much, so you know. I use the washer and dryer in this teal colour, and then I put some shelving, that side table thing, and just a few little decorations here and there, nothing overly major. And then we move on into the basement, which is my spellcaster room. I do have a ladder going down into this, and then I put in a cauldron in the back corner. I do some shelving next to the cauldron with tons of potions and orbs. And I put in some of the Realm of Magic units. I love these units. I put some of the Realm of Magic pictures on the wall, and I put a little chair in the corner just to fill up the space. But yeah, this ends up being my favourite room of the entire house, which is strange because it's the basement, but you know. So I have cut a lot of footage out from this because it took me forever to put these potions and these orbs on these shelves. But I thought this could be like a little area where they store stuff. And I do put weighing scales on a table underneath these orbs and these this shelving unit anyway. With like wand holders and, like I say, weighing scales and just little bits and pieces that they might need when they are brewing their potions. And then I move on to the outside of this build, and I build my greenhouse. So like I say, I make my pond a little bit smaller, and then I just build a very small greenhouse. I put in, I don't do a full glass roof on this, I do a partial glass roof on this. And I put in the flower arranging table and the insect keep thing from Eco Lifestyle. You know what I mean, you'll find it. And then I put in a table that has loads of plants on it, some planters, that kind of thing. I do kind of build this up with loads of plants, not gonna lie. But I thought this could be McGonagall's little, little greenhouse. Maybe she's, like I say, more of a plant witch type of thing. And that's really it for this house, guys. This does come in at just over 100,000 simoleons. Like I say, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And I have put this in Glimmerbrook, so you'll see I've put it on the lot, which is Glimmerbrook Watch. So if you like this video, click the thumbs up, comment down below, share and subscribe. It will be available on the gallery for you guys. I don't know when yet. It might take me a couple of weeks to get it up because I am in the process of moving house again. But it will be up there. So yeah, I shall see you in the next video. Bye guys.